Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. With you, as always, myself, Fiven. Got my brother with me, Mr. Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. Both of us are admins over here at BigONE, as well as Asia Blockcast. Scott also handles all the marketing and social media. But as you guys know, we like to take a couple minutes out of our day, kind of run through some of the headlines, kind of some of the big things that's going on in the news. Pick out a couple of topics, go back and forth about them, and then just bring them to you guys so you can have a little bit more insight on what's going on with the crypto news. And before we get started today, did you have anything you wanted to say, or you wanted to come in and say, hey, Scott?
Just same old. Excited. It's Monday, new start of the week, new start of the year. So excited to be here.
First week of the year.
Yeah, let's get this ball rolling.
Yeah, happy New Year's for the people who didn't get to tune in with us last week before we were headed out for the weekend. Been an interesting ride, I'd say, coming into 2022 for 2021. I definitely want to give a shout out to BigONE for allowing us to have a platform and vocalize, some of our opinions, and just giving us an opportunity. Definitely was a great year with trading, learning a little bit more here and there. Working with Andy's been a blessing. Getting to meet Scott, getting to do videos with my friends, and just deliver content. I think it's just been a really good year. So I definitely want to say happy 2022 and farewell to 2021. I think that left us with a lot of great memories, and I think it gives us a lot to build on going forward.
I can't say goodbye to 2021 soon enough.
Right on with that. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump into a little bit of news. Been a lot going on, like I said, but the first article that I picked out today, I was actually on CoinSpeaker earlier. The headline read, Velas joins the space race by partnering with Space Chain. So looks like Velas, they made another headline with us a couple of weeks ago about partnering up and doing some NFTs with some name brands, and now they're looking to partner with Space Chain, who is supposed to be one of the pioneers in the space, leading space and things like that. But they reach here, the partnership between the space industry and blockchain is mutually beneficial, conducting transactions via Space Chain's decentralized satellite infrastructure, or DSIs, will provide ultra security and decentralization to distributed ledger technology such as the Velas networks. Thus, the blockchain infrastructure is protected against any physical intrusion and regulatory restrictions. So I think the race for space is actually to be able to put ledger or something in space, right? That can be digital storage that doesn't have to have any form of regulation, because who's controlling space? It's out of everybody's field of play when it comes to government regulations. Nobody's really controlling certain areas in space. So I think this is a pretty cool partnership in my eyes. I've been looking, we've been talking about Velas and stuff like that. And just to me, it seems like a smart move. Anything that they can do to either speeding up their network or protect it better, those are two things that I think are some of the leading catalysts other than interoperability right now is speed and security, because we've seen a lot of hacks this year with a lot of different protocols. So I think security and speed are two of the top priorities, or some of the things I actually look for in my personal portfolio.
It's kind of funny. We were talking about Polygon a couple of times ago, and they got hacked for such a huge amount of money. Like, I think even after their hard fork, it didn't quite fix the issue.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even Bitcoin's network has been hacked, and that goes to show, like the security. I think that's one of the things, in my opinion, that kind of holds Bitcoin back. They had two functions in the last 20 years or 10 years, we could say, that people were able to mint as many Bitcoins as they wanted for free. And that's like security. That's why we was able to upgrade it into a hard fork. That's where these hard forks come from, for people who don't understand. But that security and protection is everything. And I think I read here, I was just reading through here, they're just excuse me, they're the third blockchain that's getting involved with actually trying to get to space. So that says a lot. Like I said, I think this is a good move for them.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I guess my first article, I have some really good ones, so I'm just trying to think of what to read first. I guess the big one is Samsung announces the NFT platform for smart TVs. South Korean tech giant Samsung revealed a new smart TV lineup with an integrated non-fungible token NFT platform. So basically, with demand for NFTs on the rise, the need for a solution to today's fragmented viewing and purchasing landscape has never been greater, the company noted. So they aims to introduce the first smart TV, NFT explorer, and marketplace aggregator. So, and I kind of can see that, because you can even see, like, I was in a store yesterday. My wife was looking at some different furniture and things like that. And one of the things is they've got those framed TVs now where you can buy like a wood frame for your TV, and then you can make it into a piece of art instead of your TV, right? So then you're looking at like an NFT on your TV instead of a piece of art, even with a nice frame around it. Like, I could totally 100% see it. Like, it's, yeah.
I think that's the next level, right? You have the NFT where people are able to take characters and make them into a game where you have play to earn, right? So what would be the next ultimate thing you think, Scott? Is going to be view to earn. It's going to be, as much as we don't want to admit it, these companies like YouTube get paid for us viewing just videos. So in return, cryptocurrency is going to have a way to give it back, right? And that's going to be our fight back. Like, you don't need to watch YouTube. You can watch, and even though we use YouTube for these segments, you don't have to use YouTube. Like, you can use these, and when people view those people actually get a cut back for watching it and using your brain and your thing. Yeah, man. So I think view to earn is going to be one of those things that takes, play to earn, excited the people. View to earn is just going to take it to the next level. I think, that's what's going to keep bringing back this mass adoption. It's just
the ways to use. The weird part is, how are the decentralized people going to feel about Samsung throwing an NFT aggregator or marketplace onto their thing? Because in the end, it's still truly decentralized at that point.
Yeah, I think that it won't really matter, because what Samsung is going to do is partner with the likes of, Coinbases and, big centralized partners and be able to offer their service or their marketplace on a screen like that. I think when it comes to the decentralized side of it, I think that's going to be more, it's going to stay more on the computer side, in my eyes, or on mobile devices. I don't really see it, jumping right out and going to TV. But without further ado, we'll get to my second article. And it's coming from Market Watch. Actually, I haven't really got a lot of news from these guys, but I just thought it was funny. They were talking about Matt Damon's crypto commercial. I'm not sure if you guys have it there in Canada, but it airs here in the States. It's been airing. It's been airing all over, like the football, commercials and stuff like that. And it's for Crypto.com. But it got roasted on Twitter. It was a lot of people on Twitter kind of just. He was, ride or die with the commitment, and it seemed like a ride or die role. But it was just a lot of people on Twitter kind of like laughing about it and just saying, let me find something.
I read they're calling
it just goes on to say
big giant money grab or whatever by him.
Yep. They said he was out Goodwill hunting. So it just, it just goes to show Twitter really doesn't have any chill. But I think what Crypto.com has been doing as far as, advertising and marketing, they have a brilliant strategy, taking over, LA Arena, $700 million deal for 20 years, which is going to get them a ton of partnerships in the likes of other blockchains wanting to display digital art on the floor the same way it's done on soccer field. They're going to be able to offer these digital art pieces or digital. They'll be able to market without having to actually put their name on the wood. But when people are viewing on TV, it could be a cheaper ad slot, right? So I think that's something big. I think, Crypto.com has definitely made some big moves. I think this commercial was funny. I thought it was cool because, I like Matt Damon. He's cool dude. So I like some of the movies. I like the roles that he's been in, and it just kind of fit. But to see people say he's out Goodwill hunting, Matt Damon's gonna dump his bags on you. It's kind of like, come on, man. He's just getting endorsed and getting paid as a actor, right? The same way you pay your favorite YouTuber to record about your favorite coin. So I don't think it's any different. I don't think it's any foul play here. I did just think it was funny that, you know, people took the Twitter even to talk, and it just goes to show like it doesn't really matter who comments on something. I think, you know, the overall watch is the person who makes the tweet famous, right? And
Yeah.
makes it exposed to the most people. And I think that they try to downplay crypto in a sense. Anytime I'm watching some of my favorite ESPN you know, TV analysts talk, or sports analysts go back and forth on their shows, when they talk about crypto.com arena, they call it Crip Arena, like it's a gang member, and you know, try to give it like a little side jab every time, like, you know, whatever the arena they changed it to, you know, Crip, whatever, you know,
That's
like
their
gangsta.
their hedge funding sponsors telling them, hey, can you throw in this quip for me? Yeah,
Yeah,
just
just give them a
give it
little
a little
bow. Give them a
pop.
little bow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so
Fucking
I think it's funny, man,
joke.
and I think, you know, like as everything progresses, I think you'll see more stars and actors start talking about crypto and probably having commercials and things like that. And I don't think it'll stop anytime soon.
It's kind of funny. This, I guess, leads me to my next article because yeah. So this one is Garry Kasparov or Kasparov. He was a really famous chess player from way back in the day. Actually, it says here he was ranked number one from 1984 to 2005. But anyways, the Garry Kasparov, crypto means freedom. Garry knows math. He knows logic, strategy, and decision making. Widely regarded as the greatest chess player in the history of mankind, the Russian grandmaster, ranked number one from 1984 to 2005, sees the world with a certain clarity. So it will delight many in the blockchain industry to learn that Kasparov, easily one of the smartest people alive, is now a champion of cryptocurrency. And it's partly because of math. Kasparov has spent his retirement opposing Russian President Vladimir Putin, a defiance that once got him tossed into jail, fighting a humanitarian cause and serving as chairman of the Human Rights Foundation, a non-for-profit that strongly supports Bitcoin as a freedom-giving tool. Now he views crypto as a way to check government power. Bitcoin offers protection against rampant government spending, says Kasparov. I say that with a bold statement, because you're protected by math, by the logic of code itself. And here's my personal opinion on it. I know I'm getting all fired up about this. It's on the blockchain. It is immutable data. They cannot hide their spending on there. So I can't wait until that comes a thing where government spending is on a blockchain. Could you imagine everyone looking at the blockchain, figuring out what their government is spending their money on?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the ledgers now are open. I think a lot of the things that happen behind closed doors aren't, and I think those things may come to light. But I think a lot of the government spending is definitely on paper. It's just that people are just don't care. I mean, I don't think people care enough to look it up or to find it. If it was super accessible and we start using blockchain technology and people are used to being able to go read it, oh yeah, we're gonna see an uptick in some of the people. They're gonna be,
well, even here in Canada, it's funny, you see like the wages of some of these council members and different people and their travel expenses that they're writing off is silly.
I mean, it is definitely something, man. You know, it's definitely something. But to go into my next article, I'm gonna jump over to CoinSpeaker. Ripple set to win its case against the SEC, says their lawyer Jeremy Hogan. He goes to say he completely believes that the case will be settled by April 22, and analysts are expecting all-time high for XRP in 2022. To go on and read a little bit more, it says, post the SEC case, Ripple's native currency XRP has struggled to keep up with the market rally. The XRP plunged earlier in January last year as the investor sentiment turned downwards. Furthermore, several other Ripple partners started distancing themselves in order to avoid any scuffle with the SEC. thus XRP didn't participate much in the altcoin rally of 2021, and they haven't really been able to. They haven't really performed in a few years, and they still have a big market cap of 40 billion. The only thing I'd say is the way that they kind of present themselves is basically like what the CEO said. We're seeing pretty good progress despite a slow moving judicial process. Clearly, we're seeing good questions asked by the judge. And I think the judge realizes this is not about Ripple. This has broader implications. So for me, I almost feel like, in a sense, that Ripple's just trying to get from under the bus and pull anybody under the bus that's willing to take the wheels. Like every time I read some fire back from them, it's like, no, you need to see what XRP, you need to see what Ethereum's doing. This sounds like a security, and it's just like they're trying to point the finger. I think they should, get through the case. I've seen this same thing said that it's being said now for August, and I thought the case would be over in August, and then it was September, and then and now it's January, and nobody even's paying attention anymore. I think they're going to lose probably. I think without it closing in the next, by the end of January or beginning of February, you're going to see a little bit more, sentiment, like a downward sentiment from the people, because that's a long time for people to be holding. We talk about it all the time. People having diamond hands, and that's one of the communities that's definitely has some diamond hands. I mean, these people 4 to 5 years lingering around the same price. We have projects now that if you're not turning over a 5x in 5 hours, then you're lame. Like you have to get your project shut down. And even if you have a good utility, or some of the projects that do come out, they get botted so much, or they get so much liquidity added from traders that don't want to hold, that the developers never get time to actually build out the utility. So it's good to see the people that are still holding. But I'm kind of like mixed sentiment with XRP. I'm very bullish as far as I think they'll have a progressive future, but I feel like some of the ways that they present their product, it doesn't yield well for the people. I think it will yield well for institutions, but I don't think it's really one of those people's coins.
Yeah, it seems like some of these corporations and governments are starting to use some of the blockchain that's tied to XRP, if I'm not mistaken, too. Like a version 2 of it.
They got a pretty fast ledger. I will say that. They got a fast ledger on their hands.
My last article is another good one, I think, but not as controversial maybe. But how a coastal town on the Portuguese Riviera modeled a coin for the post-pandemic economy. So I can't even say the name of the town. A municipality in the Lisbon district of Portugal is preparing to launch an innovative cryptocurrency developed for boosting their local economy while incentivizing sustainable behavior. The coin is poised to drive a circular model of production and consumption, changing socio-economic ways of doing things in the coastal resort town. We've been working for more than a year with the University of Nova de Lisboa and with Nova SBE to set up this entire process of local digital currency, very much based on 3 main factors of sustainability, social, environmental, and economic, said Carlos. The official launch date has not been announced yet, but it has already taken on this project as one of the pledges for the start of his 3rd term. According to the town authorities, the launch of Cascais is expected to stimulate the local economy in the municipality. With regards to the environmental and social areas, good practice that helps reduce the ecological footprint and social disparities in the municipality will be rewarded in Cascais. The Cascais accumulated can later be used for purchases from participating partners. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I might have read about this, and it's like kind of like you doing odd jobs around the city, kind of like you're cleaning out garbage or doing stuff like that. And if it gets noticed, then you're going to get paid tokens and different things like that for actually doing like tasks and things around the city to lower your footprint, right? So, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. And that was out of Portugal, you said, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that is really interesting, man. I think as we move forward, you're going to start seeing, cities and provinces all around the world kind of start, you know, we talked about it a little bit on the space earlier, kind
Mhm.
of either separating themselves or kind of build their, almost giving their communities the power for their communities. I think that's really a cool idea. I love it. I love to see. Well, I don't have a choice. We're going to love to see what the future holds and what it brings. I think this is definitely one of those interesting times, man. Like that, certain countries and certain uh, cities might almost decouple from governmental control and
Like you were
maybe
mentioning
governmental funding.
Texas, Miami, places like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
I think
you
that
could
those
totally
those are the
see
cool
it. Like if they're not happy with the way
options.
the government's doing, they're going to take the steps to do the
Yeah,
proper moves for themselves.
yeah, the same rewards that we reward, like how we have a marketing wallet for a token. um they can make that a government fund or city fund to do all the things that the government pretty much does, because the government takes maybe this much taxes and then goes back and spends this much in budget. So it's an interesting time, and I love it's almost like a small revolution that's going on behind closed doors, and I think crypto is leading that. I think anybody who's in crypto, we say it all the time. I think we're super early. I think there's a lot of things that's going to happen. The bull market, the bear market doesn't really even scare me if it does happen, because I think the less volatile we can make it as more adoption takes place, Scott. I
Yeah.
think that it'll all just balance out and just kind of keep us on an upward tick, kind of just slowly
Gradual.
moving. Maybe not this blow off the top that we're used to, but maybe something of a smaller process, but something more stable and actually elevating them forward each time without these massive blow offs. But I think, from where we are on a time frame basis, looking forward to the future, I think that the road is super bright. It's almost gold in a sense in my eyes. But without further ado, we'll jump into the last segment, which is us kind of going over the total crypto market and kind of looking at some of the dominance factors. Right now, we're sitting at 2.204, 2.205 trillion on the daily 24-hour. Excuse me, sorry. Which has been a little. We kind of been in this sideways action for a little bit, kind of over the last, kind of through the close of the year, the last week of the year. I don't know what to expect. I know personally, I'm looking for a little bit more entry prices. I think as some of the tax money starts to roll back in to a lot of residents of different countries and regions, there'll be a lot of extra cash laying around. I could see, possibly some good, some people making some good entries. So I think a lot of this money could come back into this,
Yeah, definitely.
smart money. So I wouldn't be surprised to kind of see a little bit dip down. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is sitting at a 39.71. I'm in love with Bitcoin dominance being at this level. I think if it bounces, it's cool. If it doesn't, I think it's still fine for altcoins. And for anybody, it not to sound like a degen or anything, but Bitcoin has had a million X return. It's been one of the best performing assets throughout the complete history of time. It's an amazing store of value. I don't think that you could take anything away from it when it comes to that. But I think it's kind of got so far away from where it started, which was a peer-to-peer transaction, that you can't ignore that there's other things that's maybe a little bit friendly for us and faster for peer-to-peer, and also for for people who want to exchange product for service. So I think that's going to be some leading things. And the last one is the Ethereum dominance, which is down to 20.63. Alts are set up to kind of take the run right now if they want to, as this new money starts flowing in. I am expecting to see alts rally this year. Like I said, I'm not expecting anything, Scott, as far as like some crazy blow off the top, but I'm expecting a gradual year, and I think that's going to be more healthy. I think even if we take on another 8% of adoption throughout the whole entire population, that's going to be really good for cryptocurrency as a whole.
Yeah. And I think with COVID, we might honestly see that. Like there's going to be a lot of people sitting at home trying to find stuff to entertain themselves with. And there's quite a good potential that cryptocurrency can be that. So
I'm gonna be swimming in the metaverse. But as always, guys, we appreciate you tuning in with us. All of our channels are listed down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the video. Let us know how we're doing. Our Telegram is also down there. Twitter is down there. We hold some cool spaces Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Twitter. As you guys see, I got Polkadot in the background. I'm loving Polkadot and interoperability this year. You can check out some of the crowd loan offers that BigONE offers. As far as with Polkadot, they offer liquid staking, liquid mining, liquid staking, and they have a liquid dot. So if you did want to stake, if you did want to participate in a parachain and then decided you needed to get the money out early, there's also a liquid staking option. So that's something that I think is pretty cool that we're offering. But definitely check that out. And again, check us out tomorrow. We're here Monday through Friday. So till tomorrow, peace.
See you guys later. Have a wonderful day.